Hello, 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 and welcome to The Essentials with me, Kayla Jean, where I am doing a series on this channel of alignment sessions. And I'm absolutely so thrilled to have you here where I can help you towards this journey towards greater alignment and inner peace. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. That's what I'm trying to bring to the forefront. And today's alignment session is one that is a particular topic that's special to me, and that is needing to let go of control. So, before I begin this alignment session, I want to remind you that I use the Matt Kahn Mantra Healing Deck, and I do not shuffle the cards on camera because it takes a few minutes. However, if you would like to see the process, please refer back to the introductory video entitled What is an Alignment Session? And you'll get to see the whole process there and why I don't like to do it here on camera in these videos, because I like to make these videos as simple, short, and sweet and succinct as possible. So, yeah. So please like, share, subscribe. Help me get this content out because I'm trying to make the world a better place, one alignment session at a time. And all right, let's see what the universe has in store for us today. So, the process that I'm taking you on is I'll be showing you 5 different cards, and these cards are energetically aligned with the subject that I'm talking about. So today's subject is needing to let go of control. And so I asked the cards, okay, what energies do we need to support us in releasing control, right? The people who are going to be watching this video, what do they need specifically? So the first card, and again, I don't look at these cards beforehand. I mean, I obviously saw the top one, but other than that, I don't look at them. And the first card is obviously soothing impatience, okay? This is one that none of us like, right? We do not enjoy this at all whatsoever. And it's a pivotal part of the process, unfortunately, but fortunately. And the mantra for this card is there's nothing to do but wait. So let's say this 5 times. There's nothing to do but wait. 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 And you see how I just gritted my teeth on that last one. Like, I don't like it either, y'all. I don't like waiting. But here's the thing. What come to me is there's a lot of things that we sit around and do nothing in hopes to wait, in hopes to not block this thing from coming in, right? This thing that we so desire, whether it be your next relationship, your next job, you're waiting on someone to call you, or whatever you're trying to release control of, right? What we have to realize is the way to stay aligned while waiting for that thing that we desire to come in is to keep ourselves busy with the things that we need to do for ourselves. So yes, there is nothing to do but wait, but while you're waiting, there are things to do. Okay? So you can't control what's coming in, when it's coming in, how it's coming in. Like, those things are coming as they come, right? But the other thing that we can do in the meantime is take care of the things that we have to take care of. And where is my little book? I must have left it somewhere. Oh, I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to be right back because I think it's really important for me to read this, so hold tight. And what's so funny is I stopped the camera on 444. So, and that's very symbolic of the thing I'm also waiting on. So, yeah, it's all in alignment, and it's all the synchronicities are there. Oh, y'all bear with me. I am trying to find it. Okay. When impatience is soothed, each perceivable barrier becomes an opportunity to be more aligned with your soul by slowing down. In the soothing of impatience, you no longer see moments of pause or delay as conspiring against you. Instead, you realize that they are giving you time for inner reflection, where life's deepest meaning can be uncovered, even in the most ordinary of circumstances. This mantra is ideal for becoming more grounded, easing frustrations, and releasing blame. Because how many times don't we blame someone else or something else for not coming our way when we're the ones waiting on it to come? Whether that thing is ready for us or not, right? So it's a matter of taking control of our own lives, taking control of what needs to be done, the things left undone in the household, in the family, and whatever, wherever. Cleaning your car, for example, like clearing the clutter in your house, taking care of yourself and not resenting it. There's a whole lot that goes on in there that we need to do, that needs to be done, that is probably actually causing the blockages of the things that we desire, So, what else do we need, right? So we understand that in order, the beginning, just the very beginning of the need to let go of control is with soothing and patience, right? And so what's happening as we handle our stuff, right? We're following our intuition. We're activating our third eye chakra, which is right here, our pineal gland, right? We're doing things that help open up our intuition. And the the mantra is, I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. So let's say that 5 times. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. This is so relevant. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. Now, what does that mean? Okay? What does that mean? It means that we're willing to follow our intuition, to take control of our own lives and do the things that we need to do in order to be ready, to be prepared, to have done what we need to have done in order that paves the way for where we're trying to go, right? We're doing our part, and yet we're completely releasing outcomes in the meantime, right? We don't know what's going to happen, so what's the point in trying to control it to happen that way? We don't know what's actually going to happen, which means we now are ready and willing to see beyond our own beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, to allow whatever's coming our way to come our way, no matter whether it's wanted or unwanted, right? No matter any of that. None of that matters anymore. What matters is being willing to take care of you, to be willing to let go of your assumptions about what must happen and how it must happen. And how do we do that? We share our shame. The mantra is, when I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. Now, how is this relevant? It's relevant because the reason that a lot of us have so much control issues is because we're keeping the vulnerable part of us deep down inside. And we're saying, we're deciding that we want this particular thing in this particular way, on this particular day, in this particular avenue, and all of that, right? Yet we don't really talk about it. We don't really if we like someone, right? Let's just keep it simple. If we're waiting on a relationship to come in, right? And there's somebody in particular who we are kind of flirting with or something like that, and they don't know that we're flirting with them, and they just know that we're being nice to them, and that's really it, and they don't think much of it, and they don't think they got a chance in hell with us, and so they have no clue, right? Putting yourself out there, right? Not to actually get them to, in hopes that they would, but not to actually get them to do what you want. But let them know that if it fits their wants and desires, you want and desire it too. But yet that means putting yourself out there. And that in that putting of yourself out there, there's shame associated with it, because it's the most deep and vulnerable parts of you. And this mantra is, when I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be, right? So let's repeat that 5 times, and I've got more to say about it. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. What does that really mean? What that really means, if you're putting yourself out there, if you're sharing this and you put yourself out there in order to potentially even get rejected, if you do get rejected, you know what the deal is. If you don't get rejected, you know what the deal is. The holding on to the control, is you holding on to a fantasy and a potentiality, and not allowing your true authentic self to be. Let's read the book on this one, because and look, it's right there beside Soothing and Patience, which was the first card. I don't even have to go find it. When your shame is shared, cycles of victimhood are permitted to heal as you find the courage to speak your truth. Since abuse and neglect can only be perpetuated in silence, it is your willingness to step forward and share in your life story that helps transform each wound and inspire others to be set free. Once your shame is shared, you are able to honor yourself with the heightened encouragement, worthiness, and validation that you deserve to receive. This mantra is ideal for revisiting past traumas, expressing your inner child, and finding self-acceptance. That's the part of it right there, is the finding the self-acceptance. When you put yourself out there in a way to say, hey, this is what I want, and you're not holding that part back of you inside, there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to hold back anymore. And since you're not keeping this part of you separate from the world, you're being your true authentic self, and you get to just shine your light. You get to just be out there, and it's known. Everyone knows where you stand. Everything knows where you stand. You're putting yourself out there for a job, and you want a certain amount of money. You have to put it out there that you want that certain amount of money. Or guess what? They want the most amount of work for the least amount of money. So you get to choose. So in essence, this is kind of about how you do have control about a lot of things, but you don't have control about what another person does, what another situation, what another entity does. Anything outside of you, you don't have control over. However, you can set your intentions for things to go in your favor and to work for your highest good. One mantra that I use is I set the intent for solutions to come to me in an easy and effortless manner. And baby, if I am not the solution giver, I don't know what is. So I can't control what problems are going to come my way. But because I'm ready and prepared and I've set my intention and I work with the energy, I make sure that I'm in flow. I make sure that that I share my shame, right? I make sure that I share my shame, the parts of me, that the innermost parts of me that I don't always necessarily want to share with people. I share it anyway, because then I've got no little piece of me that I've got to hold back. So that way when a problem hits me in the face, I got a clear head to be able to deal with it. Now, how many of you can say that you really, truly have a fully 100% clear head to deal with every problem that comes your way because you actually solve the problems that come your way? When you solve the problems that come your way and you don't avoid them, I can't make this up. Guess what gets to happen? You get to grow beyond your guilt. Something just told me to look down and see what the next card was. You get to grow beyond your guilt because you feel guilty for having these deep parts of you, right? You feel guilty and you feel that's where imposter syndrome comes from, and that's where all these other things come from. You feel guilty for feeling the way you feel on the inside and not authentically expressing that on the outside. And so shame is created. And instead of facing that shame and dealing with what you need to deal with, you get all impatient and you want other people to soothe you. Whereas it's about soothing yourself in the midst of allowing whatever it is that you want to come in. Allowing whatever it is you want to control, allowing it to come in without having to control it. And how sweet is that? How sweet is that? When you get to receive the very thing that you want, that you didn't have to force to get there, so you don't have to question whether it really came in or whether you forced yourself upon it. How sweet. So you get to grow beyond the guilt that you automatically want to have. And then when you release this control, I had to pop my neck because it's so relieving to see this mantra. When you release control and you share your shame and you soothe the impatience that you have and you allow that desire that you have to come in without you having to direct its path to you, you realize it couldn't have happened any other way. How cool. Okay? How cool. Let's say that 5 times. It couldn't have happened any other way. 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 I almost want to cry. It couldn't have happened any other way. Because what's happening when you soothe your impatience and you activate your third eye by being willing to see beyond the preconceived notions that you have, the beliefs, ideas, and conclusions that you've already decided exist, or why somebody feels the way that they do. Trust me, when you ask, it's pretty much, when you allow them to share their shame and you share yours, it's completely different than what you ever thought it would be. And then you get to grow beyond the guilt that you have of feeling like an imposter or feeling like a failure or feeling like you can't do this, that, and the third. And then you resolve your anger. You resolve the anger, which is the thing that is trying to get you to control it, because nobody wants to feel angry. Nobody wants to feel angry, right? Nobody wants to feel like, I'm so angry and I can't do anything about it, because you then begin to start feeling powerlessness. Now, luckily you're not in that full despair anymore, because that's where the powerlessness back. Anger is actually a step up. Anger is actually a step up from depression and despair and all of that, because it's where you take your power back. But through this process of soothing your impatience, taking care of you, sharing that part of yourself that you're ashamed of, and growing beyond that guilt, you get to resolve the anger that made you impatient in the first place. Y'all, I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. So the mantra is conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself, which is why we have to be patient, right? So let's say this 5 times. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. And let's read the book on that one, because it is, whew. When anger is resolved, you are able to see your emotional reactions or the abrupt responses of others as evidence of profound transformation taking place. When anger is present, it acts as a sign of needing more space to face the feelings that are ready to be healed, or to balance out patterns of doing with moments of silent being. As you resolve your anger, you are able to find the time you need to be both rested and productive. Okay? So, and what all does that do? It allows you to greet wellness, which says balance is, and I said that at 22:22 on the clock. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Okay? And the very next one is balance in the brain, right? I can be and do all at once. So, oh my God, that goes exactly back to what I said. I can be and do all at once through the act of soothing my impatience, right? Through the act of soothing my impatience, I can balance my brain, which does what? It activates the third eye. It allows me to share my shame and grow beyond my guilt and resolve my anger, which are the deepest parts, the deepest parts of the feelings that we have. And then we get to greet wellness by understanding that balance within, is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Because when you're waiting on something to come in and you feel like you have to hold on to it in order to control it, to get it to be the way you want, it don't work out. It never does, it never has, and you know it. And that's why you feel imposter syndrome. That's why you feel like what you're trying to accomplish you can't do. Because what you're doing is you are trying to control your external reality without controlling your internal reality. And the fact of the matter is, the reality is you have to be able to know, understand, and see clearly, key insights. You have to know, see, and understand clearly what your inner reality is and how you really feel in order to be able to control or align your external reality. Because your environment is nothing but a looking glass. It just shows you where you are at. That's it. Your environment shows you where you are at internally. Swear to God. Swear to Bob. It is absolutely a looking glass for you to be able to see where you're at. So, to wrap this up, how do we let go of control? When we feel that impatience come up because we have unresolved anger, right? when we feel that impatience come up, we choose to see beyond the preconceived notions that we have of whatever that thing is and whatever that we think that it needs in order to get over here. Okay? And we let go of those ideas, and then we also be authentic in our sharing of what we want, what our desires are, those things that we're ashamed to say because we have no reason to be ashamed. And then that guilt that we have, we get to grow beyond it. That anger that we have, we get to resolve it. And then as the shame, the guilt, and the anger get resolved within us, we become balanced and whole human beings. So we did a whole ton of work that actually has more control. It's called indirect manifestation. Okay? Matt Kahn talks about this all the time. It's indirect manifestation. And it is through the understanding of ourselves and the reframing and the changing of us that allows the change into our environment. And then we will either realize that thing that we're desiring to control, it will either come of its own accord. What was that growing beyond guilt? It couldn't have happened any other way. Once we do the inner work ourselves, it comes of its own accord, and we realize it couldn't have happened any other way because it had to choose us. It had to come to us in order for it to be in actual alignment with what is for our highest good, right? And then we realize that balance that we have within ourselves is the key to a life of infinite miracles. And we get to greet wellness in realizing that we can be and take care of ourselves and do in our environment all at once. This one, and ultimately overcome fear and awaken inspired action and invite ecstasy. You know, you can't make it up. It is what it is. I'm excited about this. Please like, share, and subscribe. I am very happy with the way this video went today. I'm very happy with the process and the understanding that we've been able to gain about really letting go of control. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to give me more subjects you would like to talk about. If there's anything on this topic that you would like me to delve more into, absolutely let me know. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with how this went today. And so I love you. I hope you have a great day and let go of control. You don't have it anyway. All right. Bye.